And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. John Peters, Carolyn Eisberg with you. We're at the championship here of the CAA Volleyball Tournament. It's the 2018 championship. We're going to crown a champion here today, Carolyn. This is so exciting. The top two seeds are in. They had byes on Friday. They played yesterday, and they're here. The number one seed, Hofstra, you see Coach Mansour right there, and going against a really good and excellent James Madison team. Let's talk about how these two teams came to where we are right now. First of all, let's look at Hofstra's match yesterday as they took on a very, very tough team and a team that really had a good shot at defeating them in Towson. Let's see these highlights right here. You see the warm-ups, the excitement. We just watched that a few minutes ago right here. They're taking on Towson, who fought their way through on Friday against a very good Northeastern team. You see this Hofstra team that rallied around. They came together to win that match in 5 sets. Towson came back and won the third and fourth sets, and then with all the excitement of challenges and timeouts and everything else, Carolyn, what a great match that was.
Absolutely. I mean, Hofstra had production from everyone on the court, and that really was the key to their success. And really, I mean, I can't say enough about Aisha Skinner.
Well, there's Coach Lauren Steinbrecher. Now, she has brought her James Madison Dukes team to the finals as well. Let's watch the highlights to see how they came to this place. They were taking on the host school. That was the College of Charleston. They put up a battle as well, and you can't miss Michaela White in the middle of that. The big hair, the big hits, the big blocks, but also Briley Brindamore. And we're going to see here in just a moment how tremendous she was at the end of the match. There was a middle part where Michaela White kind of took over, but at the end of the match, you had Briley Brindamore, who put 2 little kind of dump shots in to win the match. Let's watch right here. There's Michaela White, and I believe it'll be this play right here. There it is, just a little shot across. You see the bench clearing because they know they're going to the championship. So here we are, and we're ready to go. Let's talk about the starters very quickly here for these two teams. First for Hofstra, one of the top hitters in the conference, wearing number 1, Laura Mashulo. One of the top setters in the conference, Luisa Sidlick, wearing number 3. Doris Bogoye is wearing number 5. Nanishka Perez, number 7. Aisha Skinner, that you mentioned, Carolyn, incredible hitter as a freshman. And then Michaela Ruckley, one of the top blockers and hitters. And then you have a great libero in Maddie Appleton. On the other side, working for Coach Steinbrecher, you have number 2, Briley Brindamore. Saw her with that game-winning point. Taylor Gale, wearing number 6. Bryn Recker, number 8. Michaela White in the middle, 6'4", wearing number 9. Sarah Martin, the setter, number 10. Kelly Vajo, she brings a lot of fire and excitement, wearing number 16. And the libero for the Dukes is Sarah Driscoll. Boy, I'm already excited. We hadn't even started yet.
I know. We're going to see some excitement on this court today and some passion out of both teams.
Here we go. The crowd is here, and we are ready in the Johnson Center on the campus of the College of Charleston. Sidlick ready to serve. Gets the whistle, and we're underway. Championship here for the Colonial Athletic Association, and give Hofstra the first point. A block. Nice job on the front line over there on the referee stand side. As you see, Hofstra 1-0. Sidlick to serve. We say setter out of Berlin, Germany. There's Briley Brindamore. Gets a block. That was Bogoye, and also I believe Skinner was there with her as well. That's a tough double block.
JMU right now is passing a little bit out of system, being a little bit more predictable, going to their outside and right side. They've got to be able to get Michaela White involved.
There's a better pass and a better set, but no touch is called, so point for the Hofstra Pride. The Pride and the Dukes. And part of that taking it out of system a little probably is the good serving, and we see a timeout called already by Coach Steinbrecher. Carolyn.
It was a review, so they want to review the touch and challenge the touch.
So let's talk. We can talk a little bit about something that if you were here yesterday, you'll see the replay here on. You get the best view of the house in the house. Here we go. Now watch this shot from Brindamore. See if there was a touch. It's going to be very difficult to tell, and the referee will slow that way down. Each coach has 3 challenges for the first 4 sets. If we go to a 5th set, an additional challenge will be added. It's possible, although the way it started, I don't think it's going to happen, that you could have 4 challenges in that final set if you were in the 5th. If you didn't use any of your challenges all the way through and we go to a 5th set, a coach could have 5. There's the vaunted purple hair, and in honor of Michaela White's hair there, you know, the style. Now, to get this, Carol, I talked with a couple of fans from James Madison. They said they found 5 more wigs yesterday after the match. Here's a nice view. Watch closely. And
you may have gotten a ring finger.
Might have. And that's, if there was a touch, it would be Bagoya out of Croatia. And however, it was.
We have truthfully seen the town ref make a couple calls where it was changed at the very last second, and you do see both teams celebrate.
So the call is that there was a touch.
Yes.
It was not called originally.
Correct.
But due to the challenge, it is now called. Coach Mansour is not upset about it. She realized what the referee meant, so she's kind of smiling about it. But she's also ahead early, 2-1. There's Skinner with a hit. The block is there. Set from Martin. Brindamore comes through with a kill. Puts it down in the back corner. She had an excellent match yesterday. She had 17, maybe 19 kills as the leader for James Madison in that area.
She is definitely 3rd on her team in kills this season.
Mashulo, big hit there. Recker digs it up. Brindamore dumps it across. That was the way the winning point took place yesterday. Another little roll shot. Mashulo says, I'll try that as well. And she puts it down.
Mashulo, first team all-conference selection this year. She was Rookie of the Year her freshman year. So we can see why the team not only loves her for her output on the court, but just her personality as well.
A lot of excitement. Mashulo out of La Spezia, Italy.
She had 16 kills yesterday.
I tell you, yesterday's matches were just phenomenal. It's almost like a boxing match going back and forth. And these teams, you take the cream of the crop and you put them against each other. And it is it's a whole different level of volleyball.
Well, and it's true, like in preparation for today, you really do compare and contrast statistics, and these 2 teams equal themselves very well. I mean, it's who can put the points together when it does count at the end of each set.
Now here comes a great server, one of the top servers not only in the conference, I think she's in the top 50 in all NCAA in aces percent. It's Ortiz with the serve. Good return there by Driscoll. That's going to be a Appleton bump set to Skinner. Dug up in the back. Fight over the net. It was Martin going at it with Perez. And that little joust above the net falls on the JMU side. Hofstra 4-2.
That is tough. You have to be, your timing has to be perfect in order for that to be successful.
Nice serve there. Recker brings it forward. A little overpass, and this time Martin wins the joust.
Yes. You know she's thinking that in the back of her mind if that does. Typically in a joust, the second person to touch the ball generally wins the joust. So it really is about timing.
And there we go with the serve from the left-hander. That's Savannah Marshall who checked in. And Bagoye sticks one across, and it was almost as if Michaela White was too high.
Well, and Bagoye, give her credit because she went for a 1 ball behind, and Michaela White was just late and too far off the net.
Martin, here's a set to Recker. Sends it to the back line. Ortiz gets it in the air. Sidlick now will bump set it to the front. Martin, quick one. Let's see if a play can be made here. That's going to be a heck of a play to get that across. Wow. Recker goes up again. Appleton is going to be, I believe it was Martin, but it falls to the floor in the excitement. And the referee's probably going to have to tell Hofstra to stay back in the court. They're almost on the floor.
Totally agree. That time I saw a triple block up in the middle, which is amazing.
And there's Michaela White. We're going to see that quite a few times throughout.
We talked about that yesterday, how she is utilized not only on the outside and right side, but in the middle, just for those side-out purposes.
She switched to the outside at a key time yesterday, it seemed, too, to kind of change the tide a little bit against the Cougars of the College of Charleston. Sidlick outside to Perez, dumps it across. Tilbe Yalolu is outside to Perez, dumps it across. Tilbe Yalolu is there. Appleton bumps that to Perez. It's down the line, it's in.
Michaela White, interesting statistic. This is the first year she has been able to serve, and you saw that serve almost get the ace.
Wow, and that's something that you take pride in as far as a taller player to be able to serve.
I mean, and she has to go in and play defense. So to Coach's credit, she sees her ability to score points in the back row and the front row.
Kaylee Denham steps in to serve. Recker hits that one down the line, but it's long. And Hofstra jumping out here. They've got a little momentum here early on, 8-4. Hofstra in the white jerseys with a little bit of blue trim, a little bit of yellow trim as well, and the blue shorts. And you can see the bump set there, and Sidlick will send it back, and it's in the corner. Rookley, we haven't called her name yet, and she is a big hitter, big blocker as well. Michaela Rookley out of Ramanzacco, Italy.
Yes, she is 45th in the nation in hitting percentage, and that shows you why. She's just so successful. We saw that success a lot yesterday in the slide, and we probably will see that a lot today.
Isn't it great how sports, in this case volleyball, brings these different nations together to be a team, to play and be successful? And we see it on both sides. We've seen that in several teams as well throughout in collegiate sports and obviously in the professional rank as well. But it's so cool to see that. And even the coach, Coach Mansour, has a background being from Brazil, speaks Portuguese, speaks English as well, of course. And you see Coach Steinbrecher talking with her team, but it's just so many different cultures coming together. And I guess that's a challenge for the coach. We got to bring these folks together with a common goal to win.
And, you know, credit Coach Mansour. I think they were 5th last year. And really what the turnaround in her program in 1 year's time, to go from 5th to 1st place and really have a shot at this championship today.
I bet you she'd probably say a lot of that might be Skinner coming in, that awesome freshman player.
You know,
right? There you
it does not hurt to have a freshman that is as talented as Skinner.
Well, here's Denham. She'll serve. Kaylee Denham out of Tahunga, California, senior. Serves it deep. Recker brings it to Martin. Back set there to Gale. Good cover there by Driscoll. Recker from the back line. Denham. Sidlick outside to Perez. It's going to be a double. And I'm telling you now, we saw yesterday a different style of refereeing where they let them play a little more. This referee's a little tighter on that double. So it's as long as the referee's consistent, that's what you want.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Ortiz, Denham will send a long ball over toward Perez. She can roll it across. Recker, Martin, back set there to Vajos. First time we've called her name. Talk about excitement. She is also an exciting player. Kelly Vajos out of Cold Springs, New York. Watch this play. Watch the reaction afterward, too, if you see it.
Very nice shot. We got some good facial shots yesterday on camera, but just how excited these players are when they get their kills.
Ortiz to Sidlick. Rookley comes across. Nice dig there by Martin. Bump set to the back. Driscoll will just bump it across. Pancake again. Recker, Denham. Quick one in the middle to Rupley, and it's out. And did they say there was a touch? And they're deciding, I think. There was no touch and no challenge.
No touch, no challenge. Great idea to run the one ball.
That's a long serve. That will be out. Now, to describe the setting here, we're up on the second floor. You folks are going to have, as we always say, the best seat in the house are the folks watching. You'll see the replays. You'll see everything the people here don't see. But we're on the second floor, so we have to kind of lean over to see what's happening on press row. And that's where the challenges take place. So a while ago, with a little bit of a – Carolyn, you caught it before I did that there was going to be a challenge and a review of that play. So we will try to keep you up to date on all that.
And you will see Mansour do a lot of coaching off the bench.
There we go. Perez out of Puerto Rico. Nanishka Perez. Bajos dumps it across a la Riley Brindamore.
Yes. Very nice shot. You see a lot of these teams playing perimeter defense, being very deep for that hard-driven shot that both these teams are capable of doing, and a finesse shot right over the block will score.
Little collision on the far side. Marshulo recovers in time to make a good shot. Bajos brings it across right along the net. Hits the antenna over there on the pin on the far side, our far side, near side for the fans out there. And so JMU coming back.
Good control on both sides for defense. I love the passes so far.
Here comes Perez, a bump set toward Marshulo. Recker sends it to Martin. And that was a tough ball. And it was touched, however. Boy.
Brindamore took what she was given, truthfully. It was super tight. Yeah. You just have to swipe hands if you can and make sure you're not in the net.
Here we go. It's going to be Sidlick outside. Marshulo sends it across, and it's out. So you've got a run right here. Right now it's a 4-0 run here for James Madison, and they've taken the lead. And we're in the first set.
Yeah, putting pressure on Hofstra.
An overpass there, and Bajos, you could see her winding up from the time that ball left the bump. She was winding up for that over. Here she goes. Look at her.
I love those. We call those overpasses or happy birthdays because, truthfully, you should score on them every single time.
Sidlick back set to Rupley. Nice block. And the tide has turned a little bit here. Early on, it was Hofstra with the momentum. And right now, Coach Mansour kind of waiting to call the timeout, and she does.
Taylor Gale, second on the team in blocks with Brindamore.
So right now, Brindamore and Bajos with 3 kills each, hitting 400, both hitting 400 in this set. James Madison hitting 182. On the other side, Hofstra at 053. So neither team really tearing it up. But really now you only have 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 different players on the Hofstra side with 1 kill each. So nobody has really separated themselves as far as leading the way in that area. Good serving and good defense, some blocks. We've also seen some smart plays where you use that touch, as we saw with Brindamore. Great play.
Absolutely. You know, I talked to both coaches, and it's funny how they look at this match. When I talked to Mansour, Coach Mansour, she said, we just have to do everything a little bit better than the other team in all categories. And Coach Steinbrecher said it's a serve and pass game, and really that is true. You serve well and you pass well on defense to give your offense a chance to be successful. It really is a critical component of winning.
And if you've listened at all throughout this tournament, of course, some of you may be listening for the first time, but we've talked a lot about that pass. As you receive that serve, are you putting your setter in a position to give several options? And that's an important pass.
Absolutely.
And that's a good one right there to Sidlick. Off the block, out of bounds, and that was Marshulo. And she does now have 2 kills.
Marshulo is actually as successful off the court, and we'll talk about her academics, as she is on the court. She's just an all-around, well-rounded student athlete.
Rookley with a deep serve there. That's a tough one for Martin to get to. She gets there. Bumps that across. Let's see, Brenda Moore can send it on a severe angle to the other side. Marshulo, and it was out. And it's interesting right now, both teams are cheering on every point.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of it, is to be an actress. And you never know if you celebrate every single point, whether or not that changes the decision making.
That ball was close to being in, by the way.
It was, and I think that's why also she celebrated.
And that one's a touch. That one will go out. So, and the thing about the challenge is, if a ball is on the other end of the floor and you don't have somebody watching that end as closely, you're not going to spend a challenge to go for that 1 point. You're not sure.
We've been really watching the line judges, and they really do a great job of keeping an eye on their respective lines.
Free ball sent in. Sidley back set to Skinner. And just out to see if there was a touch. And let's see. They're going to, the team is wanting Coach to challenge it. I don't think she's going to use it right now, however. The players love the challenge, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Tilbay in the serve, and that's an overpass there that Brenda Moore takes care of. Galiolu Tilbayer's first name, so I like to go with the first name on that particular.
She leads the team in aces with 34 and make that 35 now.
Out of Hamm, Germany, and the point scored for Hofstra. The Pride, I'm sure, glad they're here in Charleston where it's kind of warm.
Yes.
A little bit sunny out there today, and nice day here. Probably snowy where they're from, up in the New York area. Good job by Record to handle that hard serve from Ortiz. And there she is, Michaela White. You know, and the neat thing about, again, I'm sure you're about to say this, she always gives credit to the setter.
Oh, I mean, and I love how she celebrates after her points. She really, and that was, you know, perfectly placed set for her to be successful.
Nice block there. Sidlick now bumps that toward Perez. Down the line, Tilbay with the reception of it. Sidlick back set to Skinner. And a nice dive in the back. That was a nice. And then Driscoll almost got to it. Just a little bit leaning a little bit to her left. And Perez surprised with that one. And a touch on that one. We see the ball made. Celebration again.
Sarah Martin becoming a middle blocker.
Here's the ball to the back. Driscoll, Martin. There's right off the block. Well, it was hard to see from here. Let's watch and see if it hits the block first.
Oh, hit the antenna.
It didn't hit the block at all.
No.
Hit the antenna, didn't it? And they have to repair it.
They want to make sure if it does touch that, obviously, that they're making sure the antenna's where they need to be.
Nice job. Wonder how many line judges are surveyors in their full-time job to line that up. 18-16, James Madison here. We're in the first set, as you see. The Duke's Michaela White ready to serve. White, a junior out of Riverdale, Maryland. And that one is out, so the Pride back within one. Kaylee Denham checks in as we send a senior out of California. Serve to Marshall. Off two different touches. And the point. Denham at 5'2", one of the smaller players. And we said it's kind of fun to watch those smaller players come in and try to give a high five to people like Michaela White and others. And it's like the taller players kind of make fun a little bit, but they're also showing appreciation. That serve is long.
Seeing some service errors that we didn't see yesterday.
Yeah, maybe a little nerves, you think?
Attribute it to being a very big match. And being super aggressive, and you'd rather serve long or wide than in the net.
Here's the serve record to Martin. Bajos off the top of the block. Marshulo gets to it. They're going to come right back to her. Down the line and gets the point. And you see that excitement again as the first set is tied up.
Marshulo registering her 4th kill of the match. And beautiful job seeing what she had available and swinging down the line.
Started out hitting in negative territory, now in positive 100, so Bajos gets a little touch on it. Here's Recker, she'll roll it across. It's right on the net. And off the top of the block. And now Hofstra comes roaring back.
And you don't want to see Marshulo get that energy at this point in the match, but great job using that block.
Well, it's a 3-0 run for Hofstra, so we'll have a timeout. And right now it's interesting to see the rotations and who's adjusting to whom, particularly if that block is there, if it's not there, and then the hitters say, you know, I had a block in the middle, I'm going to go down the line this time, or cross court. Fun to watch.
You know, truthfully, you see both these teams running a 5-1 as well, so it'll be interesting how offensive the setters are this match to really open the court up and, you know, maybe give a hole to their outsides and middles.
Well, we saw yesterday, it was James Madison with Sarah Martin against the College of Charleston, where she did that. She would go up and then take it behind her, and she did that a few moments ago.
Yes.
And Perez was right there.
She was not ready for it, but yes, it was a. She did
shock.
A beautiful. Yes, it was a beautiful pass off of a last minute. You know, put your hands up, but yeah, that's.
But the point was, in this case, College of Charleston did not have somebody there. In this particular rotation, Perez was right in the right spot, and she was able to continue to keep that play going. So that probably is in Sarah Martin's mind. I've got to come up with a different little strategy, maybe in the middle, maybe on the other side. But we know we'll see it again.
Yeah.
Hofstra's Perez, we just talked about her, getting ready to serve out of Toa Baja, Puerto Rico. And a player from Towson, Cuilan, on one of the all-tournament squads. She was in there. That was blocked into the antenna. So referee's right on top of the play.
Bryn Recker was the 5th player in program history to reach 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs. Just shows how well-rounded of an athlete she is.
Marshulo, there's a dig. Let's see if they get it back in. This will be a short ball for Dunham. And nice try by Triscoe. Just couldn't quite get to that one. Dunham, I think I said Dunham. Get that right. So Hofstra back ahead by 1.
And right off Alicia Skinner's.
Martinovic will step in to serve. Sophomore out of Belgrade, Serbia. Oh, a good serve. Diving across the net. There's the play. That was the winner yesterday. So that was Riley Brinman. Watch this. This is a replay of the winning last 2 points yesterday. Not just one. 2 in a row.
That was, yep. Brenda Moore knows that's her sweet spot.
There we go. Good job by Recker. By Marshulo with the overpass. Recker saying her fault, but she had to get under it, and that's about as good as she could do on a hard hit. 22-21 Sidlick to serve. Skinner back in. Goye also and Marshulo on that front row. Sidlick to Bajos. Brenda Moore. There's Bajos. And we'll put that in the red hot zone right there.
You're seeing a lot of Good defense, but defense that's taking the ball over the net. Be interesting to see how they adjust, try and take some off. Typically, you want to pass a hard-driven ball at the 10-foot line.
There's Tilbay, and you said she's one of the top servers on the team.
She's second in the CAA with .34 aces a set.
Oh, she hit a good one there, and that sends JMU up 23-22. And so the Dukes looking at a couple more points, but watch this serve here from the young lady from Hamm, Germany.
Has no movement on the ball. And it's interesting to see, we've seen this whole tournament, whether you want the jump float or you go the jump serve with the top spin, both can be equally effective.
Well, that was nice. You could see that ball just moving as it was going through the knuckleball type floater. And I hate to say this, but Hamm, Germany, I had a little ham there for lunch. And our church had a Thanksgiving meal. I told them, I said I have to eat quickly, but they wouldn't let me go to the front of the line.
How dare they?
So glad to have the folks from Germany, Croatia, Serbia, also Puerto Rico,
Germany,
from all over the place watching with us. And glad you're with us. We're glad that CAA makes this possible. All of intercollegiate sports now have really moved to a format that allows parents and family and fans, even when they can't be there, to be a part of the action.
Absolutely. And you know what's on the line here? Not only is the CAA championship, but bragging rights to host next year's tournament as well.
Tilbay serves again, and here's Sidlick with the set to Skinner. Got a hand on it, but that'll tie it up at 23. I tell you, this is a back and forth. If this is any sign of what we're going to see here, this is going to be a very tight match.
Skinner right there at the critical time.
Good server now. Tosses it high. Ortiz just out. I mean, that was inches.
What a critical time to miss your serve.
Let's see if I'm going to watch this closely and see how close it is. She serves it so fast.
Yes.
We really couldn't follow it. Back set to Skinner. That one's in. And now this is interesting.
Yes.
Coaches looked over at the bench, and the bench players all said it was in.
Well, there you go.
You see it right there on the
line. They have the best view.
24s. Here's Michaela White. And come right back into the action. Ortiz rolls it across. Tilbay's there. Martin, quick one. Skinner. It's still in play, folks. Here we go. Ortiz from the back. Martin outside. Recker. Martin, good cover. Nice bump set there from Tilbay. And it's a point for the Dukes.
Great play. Great play. And that's gutsy.
Boom.
For Bryn Recker to go up there on such a high ball.
It was. And a nice job. I think it was Tilbay who put that bump set right in the right spot.
Yes.
Checking the serve is Jackie Cable. Her mom yesterday said, make sure I say her name correctly. Apparently the PA people said it Coble the first time. I said, no, we got it right the first time, Cable. Here we go. And a winning shot. That's put down, I believe it was Recker. And that's the first set. Is that ball an overpass? Watch this serve from Cable.
What a big serve right there.
Overpass and put down, and that was Recker who sent us into the second set. It will send James Madison in up 1-0. So we'll step aside when we come back. Don't you dare leave, folks. Go get something to munch on, but come right back as we'll be right back. Set number 2. Welcome back, folks. John Peters, Carolyn Iceberg, as well as John Salem, our producer here. Once again, thank you, folks, for joining us. And very, very tight first set. And we've pretty much introduced everybody, and now we're just going to focus on watching this great. It's just amazing the level of volleyball. Whoever's hot, it seems that that last 24, 25, 23 in that area may win this match, as they've got to be consistent at that point of the match.
When we talk about how these two teams got here and what the regular season meant, these two teams, again, won on each other's home courts during the regular season. So this is kind of the rubber match, if you will.
Yeah, the only difference between these two teams as far as the reason you have a number 1 and number 2 is that Hofstra won 3-1 and James Madison won 3-2. So they lost one more set than Hofstra did. So that's why the seeding is such. However, they were still considered co-champions, and whoever wins this match right here will be not only the champion, but they will host next year's tournament. That's big as well. Getting that first point.
Michaela White, I think, actually took that ball off of her head after the block.
Switching sides here, and now Sidlick serves. Once again, Hofstra in the white jerseys, and Marshulo says, if you put it there, you can count. Go ahead and put that point up on the board.
Yeah. Something you don't, I mean, again, we talked about the overpasses.
And Sidlick taking quite a bit of time. Here's the serve. Quick one to White, and the angle on that shot is so severe.
Michaela White can truthfully go up there if she has the right set height, look around and see where she wants to swing. That time they took zone 1 away from her and she just swung to zone 5, and she has such a beautiful shot.
Marshulo, another kill for her. That's going to be her 8th kill, and she is hitting at a 333 clip and just leading the way. And beautiful form on that hit too. It's so smooth. Ortiz with that bomb of a serve. Here it comes. Nice reception. Boy, that was, give credit to Recker on the receiving of that serve. That was amazing.
That was what we call a 3-pass, which is perfect.
And the quick turn there from Martin, showing her athleticism. Sidlick in the middle. Boy, nice shot there. That was Begoya, and she just absolutely mashed it. 4-2.
Begoya actually leads the CAA in hitting percentage.
Appleton with the service error. Appleton out of Milford, Michigan. And that will bring up Michaela White. Ortiz, tough reception, and that ball hits the net out of bounds, so it will be a whistle.
So Michaela White, first year serving, is 3rd on her team in aces. You got to think her height has an advantage, because when she jumps, she's actually net height, so she can serve almost down on the ball.
Yes, that one off the touch, and point for Hofstra. And see Michaela White at 6'4", as you said, out of Parkdale High School in Riverdale, Maryland. Good to have those folks in Maryland watching with us. Set to the outside record. Ortiz diving for it. And roll shot by Perez, and gets the point. It was Tilway went down for it and got it up to Martin, but when all she could do is punch it into the net.
Very nice dig.
That was kind of close to a lift, too. That's an ace there. Nice job by the smaller player. Kaylee Denham has checked in to serve. Kind of a serving and defensive specialist, of course. And as I say that, put the broadcast jinx right on the floor there. So Appleton, this is interesting too that Maddie Appleton, the libero for this number 1 seed Hofstra team, a freshman. So a couple of
On
freshmen
the
out there.
all-rookie team.
Oh, that one came right back to Ruckley. Would have been out, but with that slide move, it takes her out of bounds, and that's where the ball came.
Nice job by Recker. Passing into the court.
Here comes Sarah Martin. Sat around at Fort Lauderdale. Nice pass to Sidlick. Ruckley sends that one across. Marshall is there. Recker to Denham. Outside Perez, blocked, but it's out of bounds. It was Fajos and Gale. 7-6. There hasn't been many times in this match where it wasn't more than like a 1 or 2 point separation.
And that just is a reflection of how evenly placed these two teams are. Evenly matched.
8-6 right here. There's Fajos in the middle. Denham in there to cover. And that time Ruckley said, I'll punch one over there. And you had, it was Driscoll hustling up, but one of the blockers got a fingertip on it. Referee throws in the towel. Don't leave, sir. And we see that quite a bit as the match goes on.
Yes.
Players working hard, sweating, and they fall on the floor and dive on the floor.
Both teams wearing long sleeve jerseys, I'm sure because of the sweat factor.
Here's Recker down the line. Denham. Sidlick, a long bump set and just out. Marshulo almost caught the corner.
I don't know. I mean, it is so tough to time this ball as high as it was passed to her.
Not only that, you're looking into the lights, the rafters. Amazing shot. Here comes a easier ball, and she takes care of that one. Yeah, that one seemed pretty simple after the last one.
Shula, first on her team in kills. I mean, first new team kills per set, so she really does. Yesterday she had 16 kills.
Laura is how she says her first name, Mashulo. 9 kills now, 294 clip. Sidlick outside to Marshulo. They got a net violation. That was Gale who touched the net. So, 4-point lead. That's like a huge lead in this match.
Yes.
Driscoll sends it up to Martin. Brindamore down the line.
Wow.
And the referee let that one go. Like a little net there. And a point. So they're going to check. I don't think you can challenge. Well, I think she was just arguing. It wasn't a challenge. You can't challenge whether or not it is a double hit. That's not one of the 5 things. And we'll tell you what those 5 things are, and we'd love to tell you those 5 things. It's in or out. That includes dealing with the antenna or the blue area outside the court. It's the playing area. Service fault, foot fault. Net, either whistled or not whistled. In that play, I thought there might have been a touch of the net at some point that wasn't whistled. That could have been challenged. And then touch, we saw that earlier. That was the challenge that we saw. And then finally, if a back row player hits in front of the 10-foot line, if they come in front of the line, they hit that ball at illegal hit, then that would be a challengeable offense as well. So let me remind you folks that coverage of the CAA Volleyball Championship, including post-game recaps, stats, highlights, you can all log on to all those things at CAAsports.com. And today, we are coming to you, of course, at collegesportslive.com. You'll want to stay with us at the end. We'll be announcing the all-tournament team as well as the presentation of the championship trophy. Our friend right here, Bobby Broyles, will be down on the floor. And I think it's Sean D'Antonio, I think is our the athletics dean of the conference, and he's going to be out there as well. So we're going to have some of the dignitaries here to present the hardware after this match. So excitement all the way around. A 5-point lead, though, Carolyn. That's a big one.
That is. It's the biggest we've seen this match.
Comes Martin with a set outside. Brindamore off the top of the block. Sidlick now, quick one. Driscoll saw it coming. Brindamore down the line, and it's going to go out. So give her the point, and 12-8 kind of turned the tide a little bit there with that timeout.
Yeah, it's very important to get that timeout, that first ball side out. Brindamore definitely getting that deep down the line shot to get her team that side out.
Driscoll to serve. And give her the ace. That was shanked there in the back. So the Dukes climbing back into it. Mentioned coaches here, Coach Steinbrecher, her husband Casey Steinbrecher, associate head coach, and Travis McGorian for James Madison. That kind of rolled up Appleton's arm. It's out. Was there a touch? And there was no touch. The ball is out. Back within 2.
Couple critical errors at key points.
And timeout called. It wasn't that Driscoll didn't try to touch it, but she didn't get to it. On the other side, we mentioned Coach Emily Mansour, her assistants, Isai Velez, Brian Torone, and Garvey Pierre doing a great job as well. I want to give all the assistant coaches and the associate. And I will say this.
They work just as hard as the head coach.
Oh, it's amazing. And the manager and Nikki, I just remember her name, Nikki Minnick, I think is her name, who sat in here with me during one of the practices and told me who everybody was and told me how to pronounce the names. And then I sat with one of the players who's actually, it's Shani Maring, who is an injured player out of the Netherlands. She did the same thing for the Hofstra practice to kind of tell me who each player was, how to pronounce the names. Not that I'm still doing it right, but they at least took the time to help us out. So here we go, coming out of this timeout. And you have a 12-10. There we go, the CAA Commissioner Joe D'Antonio. And he will be helping present the trophy. And our friend here, Bobby Broyles, as well, will be out there. And it's going to be exciting to see who's on the all-tournament team as well as the champions.
Absolutely.
Driscoll serves. Sidlick, back set. And is it in? It is out. That ball ran right down the net and just fell out of bounds. You'll see it right here.
Brindamore, good job finding her hitter.
Just out as the block ricochets down the net. So good timeout there by Coach Mansour. Turn things around a little bit. Sidlick serve. Driscoll, Martin. It's going to be a bump set. And Shulo goes up. Martin jumps in there. Here's the bump set toward Brindamore. I think it's a good swing on it. Is it in? It is. And that was the vaunted Sarah Martin move. And it was done on the other side, however. I think it was Sidlick who did that, and nice play.
Way to be open and available to really.
Big one in the middle.
That's what they truthfully needed, to pass that well enough to set up Michaela White.
That's when you need a point, I think that's where you look. And there's several options there. And you've got, of course, Bajos, Brindamore, but Michaela White in the middle is a high percentage play. That's a high percentage play for Skinner. And that's one of your favorite plays, that slide out there.
I mean, she makes that look so easy. Look at her. She starts her approach in the middle of the court, almost at the 13-foot line.
It's like a Boeing 747 taking off.
And she's a freshman, folks. She is a freshman.
There we go to White out on the outside, and one of the few times she mistimed that one. And it may be that she's in a little different position outside there. 5-point lead, timeout. That's we've seen her on both sides and the middle. And I'm sure it's a little different if you're not hitting from pretty much the same area. So But that's she's such a talent. You want to just keep going back to her.
Well, and it's a timing thing. You know, when you are a middle hitter, you're generally hitting the quick one balls all the time. And so for an outside, you actually have to wait for your approach to approach the ball. And that time, I think she just mistimed it. But you don't, like you said, we've seen her do that, and it doesn't happen very often.
Well, there's the folks that are listening intently to Coach Mansour. On the other side, you see the Dukes, and obviously their purple jerseys, gold numbers, kind of a Las Vegas gold. And that's one of the colors at the school where I do broadcasting, Charleston Southern. I have to throw that name in once in a while before I do it by accident.
I know.
So, but see the purple and gold, and you see the blue and white, and a little yellow also in the Hofstra color scheme there. So 16-11, this is a big lead as far as this in this entire tournament. We've only seen, I remember, one set that was really a big, like 25-15. The rest have been very close. And give another point to Hofstra. Tilbe trying to get that one back to Martin, but just out of her reach. Looked like she banged up her leg a little bit, too. She was a little bit gimpy getting up, holding her hip.
Yeah. That's someone you don't want to have an injury.
I'm sure she's okay. Boy, quick one there. And it's successful. And, I think Michaela White turns to her team and says 1 point at a time.
Yeah.
Watch her right here. She turns around. And she says, like, 1 point at a time. Let's
do this. Let's do this. And she has such positive energy on the court. You enjoy watching her play. And she's a junior.
That's one of the harder hits we've seen.
We
right
have.
There.
Very good timing.
And Skinner comes through with that big hit. Skinner with her 5th kill. Mashulo has 11, leading everyone. Quick one in the middle. And that was a ball that ricocheted around a little bit off of Sidlick, because you mentioned it earlier. I think that was a case where Michaela went up and looked around to see where's a good spot to put this ball, and she did.
JMU really has to take advantage of having Michaela White in that front row. And
that was the old Tiger Woods pump there. I don't know if we have the replay of that response there, but my goodness, she hit a great ace on that one. Here she goes again. This one gets to Sidlick, and Ruckley says, I'll take care of that, and shoots it back up to 5-point lead. Skinner comes out. Denma will serve.
Ruckley, another athlete on this Hofstra squad that does a significant amount in the classroom.
Quick one in the middle. Gale gets it across, dug up by Ortiz. Martin to the outside. Recker block. Nice job by Driscoll. And how about that? That wasn't even close to the net.
Shit, that is so tricky, and where she is located to do that, that can be blocked pretty easily if you're not as tricky as she is.
Yeah, she was near the 10-foot line to slip that one across. And that one gets to the floor. And I don't know if you see it or hear it first, but it's no doubt on the line judge's mind. The referees with the call. 5 points again. So Hofstra's maintaining that 5-point spread.
Yes.
Dropping to 4, back up to 5.
It's all about that first ball side out.
Martin gets it to Recker. Sidlick, back set. Ruckley, there's the slide move. You see Ruckley and Skinner both with that same little move there.
Good transition by Ruckley that time. She knew that set was coming to her on the slide.
Lines it up, gets those, the footwork is so imperative.
Yes.
Tough one there. Sidlick, near side, or Shulo. Nice job by Perez to go get it. Good job by Savannah Walker. Ball down the line. That's a good one by Record. Savannah Marshall, excuse me. Marshall in the back did a good job to chase it down. You see her right there on that dive. And then Record takes it down the line. So you went from a diving dig in the back to a down-the-line kill on the far side.
Yeah.
Great work.
Preseason All-CAA team. She has started every single match her senior year.
Crowd starting to cheer a little bit, and the ball that's going to rattle around on the basketball goal. Good job to stay with it. Outside, Brenda Moore has checked in. That ball, this will be a free ball sent over. Sends that one nice and high. Martin outside, Brenda Moore, and that's her bread and butter.
I love that play because you've got middle going for 31. Your outsides, actually, the ball could be set a little bit further out, but it's so hard. You've got one-on-one opportunities for the most part.
Go back to Brenda Moore again. Back set there, Rookley. And I think Record knew where it was going, but she just couldn't get to it. She knew that it was going to come in that area. You'll see her lean that way. Watch down at the bottom of your screen. She's leaning there, but just couldn't quite get there.
And it's so hard to defend the slide.
And give credit to Sidlick. It's just she's a machine as a setter.
Yes.
She just continually puts it in the right spot.
She's feeding her hitters where they need to be fed to be successful.
And Brenda Moore puts one down the line again.
Very nice job by Brenda Moore and Record to recognize that the line is open.
Briley Brenda Moore now with 8 kills, hitting .389. Kayla White also, well, she has 6 kills at .400. And Mashulo leading everybody with 11 kills, hitting .250. And she's also a floor cleaner. She cleans up the sweat off the floor. You see assistant coach Casey Steinbrecher there. Married the head coach Lauren after they had been hired 1 month. They have proposed to the head coach. How about that? As this JMU team climbing back into it now within 3. And no surprise, it's getting close here at the end.
Yep.
This was served and
the ball had no movement on it.
Just outed. It looked like it almost curved out of bounds right at the last second.
It's a really tough time in this set to miss a serve.
So her numerical counterpart, Sidlick, will serve. 23-19, 4-point lead. Martin, quick one in the middle, and you've got the Tiger Woods of volleyball in there now. She knocks it down.
Yeah, Michaela White, she really has discovered that push tip is so successful. Registered her 7th kill of the match.
Perez sends it to Sidlick. Outside, Shulo. And they tried to get a foot. I hope everybody's okay. I tell you what, Martin has taken the worst of it a few times here, and she hops right back up.
You know, we talked about this floor being unforgiving when you go down.
Well, it's 4 set points coming up here. And you've got a great server, Ortiz. Takes a little off of that one. Bump set, Brenda Moore. She doesn't hold back. Ball to the outside. Marshulo. Let's see if they get it in. It's going to be too far. And that's going to be the second set. Going to Hofstra. We're tied up 1-1. First set, 26-24, James Madison. Second set, 25-20. As you see that play right there. Hustling in. Tilbay gets to it. It goes long. James Madison hitting .367 in that set. Get this, Carolyn. 5-15 for Hofstra in that set. Only 3 errors throughout the entire set.
Wow.
Now we'll be back as we take about a 4.5-minute break here between the second and third sets. We'll be back for the CAA championships here at the campus of the College of Charleston. And welcome back. We're getting ready for this third set, and Carolyn, nothing that we don't expect is going to go back and forth. And we may be saying this all the way into the fifth set, but how about that the Hofstra team hitting 515 with only 3 errors in that entire set? It's pretty amazing.
You know, they made the adjustment between that first and second set, and their hitters are obviously becoming more efficient and more effective.
Now we're checking right now to make sure the lineups are correct. You can tell these players, they are chomping at the bit, ready to play. They don't want to wait any longer.
And you got to think of it now. We're back to 0-0, where you're evened up. Now it's you got to win the best of 3.
Best 2 of 3. That's right. Good way to put it. You like that because you're taking it in smaller and smaller bites. Say, you know, this play 1 point at a time. You saw, I think, Michaela White talking about it. We can do this in 1 point at a time, and you just have to stay in the moment, as many coaches have taught over the years, not thinking ahead, not looking back, to stay right here focused at this moment. Sidlick to serve, and probably hitting to another number 3, and Recker steps in, however. Driscoll might have been there, but Recker thought it was going to be her ball. And now I see Coach Casey talking to her and saying, hey, let the defensive specialist get that one if possible.
Sidlick third in the CAA and aces. 0.33 aces a set.
They come right back. A little different pace on that serve, but hit it right at Recker one more time.
2 aces in a row.
A little switch here in the back row. They adjust. Brenda Moore kind of slides into the back row, and she'll receive it. Set there to Vajos. Skinner to Sidlick. Quick one. Good diving dig there by Driscoll. Brenda Moore sends it across. And Shulo, there's Driscoll. Outside, Brenda Moore, hard shot down the line.
Now is that line shot as she registers.
I'll check that number out for you in a second. Not as many blocks that are affecting and slowing up hard shots.
Absolutely.
Talk about blocks, and there is one.
Michaela White yesterday, I was looking at the stats, had 11 blocks, a season high.
Floor. Here we go. Sidlick, quick one. That'll be a double. And off her hands, funny. Good serve there by Marshall. And never did clear the net. I don't think they'll challenge that one. Mansour,
I know,
looked back like,
the same
no, I'm
thing.
not going to tell you. Here comes Appleton's pass. Perez. Tilbay covers. Outside. It's Recker. Off the block.
Completely on the outside ball. Hits a 32 and uses the block.
Marshall with the ace. And she can see what Michaela White's major is, but she would be a great TV person. He hits that ace, and then you see Michaela White doing the old feed her more, feed her more. Will remember the rest of their lives. I mean, this is what they've worked for. I don't know what age, some of these players have started when they started playing volleyball, but as you move as well.
Absolutely. They don't want their season to end today. And for some of these seniors, it will. So it's definitely an important match.
For the most part, they're hinging on every word of the coach. 6-3, and James Madison is on a 5-0 scoring run. Good. The timeouts seem to be very
Watch her body.
successful.
Watch her body. She swings.
Sends it in and then comes back to her. Tilbay, nice cover, but it's overpad has to go again. Boy, good job by Mark. Job of covering them, but then when she got to the ball, she sent it in a bad spot.
Yes.
And so Martin really kind of rescued her. Down and then put it across. And now she gets a good timing, gets very good timing on that hit.
Yes.
Denham checks in. Skinner will come out.
You watch Rukley in that transition ball, swinging on that one ball to zone 5. She's third on her teams in 2.17 kills. Registered her 8th kill this match.
Denham with that serve. Recker off the block. Boy, that's high above the net. Marshall's there to bring it back in. Recker, nice hit. This will be from the back line, Ortiz. Quick one in the middle. Boy, Gale just dumps it across. Nice block. Still in play.
Good coverage by Hofstra.
Recker down the line and out, and Coach Mansour, well, she's dancing with that one.
Good play. Good scrappy play on both sides of the court.
Dancing with the pride. 7-6 as Hofstra's come back after being down 4. Within 1 right now, Ortiz from the back. That one's going to go up in the stands. And as you see over there, as you look around this court, you'll see the blue area is the area that you can play the ball. You see that ball going out, and Martin chases it, but it's well into the area that's out of play.
That back row attack is so...
Now let's see, will they... And the referee makes a call. I don't think they'll challenge it. And no challenge on that one, but Hofstra goes up 8-7.
Caught it on the way down.
Tilbay with the set. Martin then jumps in to set it. Wow, ball that just hugs the ground. Sidlick back set, Ruckley. Here's Marshall. Tilbay outside, a quick one. Down the line, Ortiz. Dumped across. High in the air, and boy, that was a nice set. Tilbay steps in as a setter and gets a ball high above the net before they can get to it. Now watch this nice set, a one-hander. Boom. Not expected.
That was a good grab because she, coming from the back row, couldn't have let that ball cross the net.
And it's tied up once again, 8-8. Long bump set. Back set here to Vajos, dumps it across, little pancake again. We've seen it all tournament. Gonna be Vajos from the outside. Just has to push it across. Ruckley, big hit there and gets the point. Ruckley kind of works under the radar and now has 8 kills.
There we see that slide again.
Ruckley has 353 percentage and 9 kills now. Marshilo leading the way with 12. Brendamore has 10. Back set there, Vajos. Ball almost got to the ground, but nice dig. Recker down the line. Perez brings it back in. Back set, Ruckley, and puts it down. Boy, she is hot right now.
That's so tough. If you watch that slide, you have to post that block quickly and solidly. And that time, Bryn Recker's just chasing that ball out of bounds. Creates a big hole for Ruckley to score.
And Ruckley is once again a senior, 6'1", and out of Remenzacco, Italy, and is playing really well right now. She has helped the Hofstra team come along, and I tell you, it's no surprise that it's going back and forth, and it's we've seen it all the way through, and no surprise if we go 5 sets here. That's how closely matched these teams are.
Absolutely, and you look historically, JMU has won the last 2 CAA tournaments, so they have that history of winning. Hofstra, last time they went to the NCAAs was in 2014, but really the turnaround from last year to this year has been incredible. And like you said earlier, it's a testament to the coaching, a testament to the transition of players into the court. I mean, you got Skinner this year, who's a freshman, is going to do great things for Hofstra in the future.
Yeah, the freshmen have come in there with Skinner, and of course the libero, also Appleton. Your libero, your setter, they have to be they have to be quarterbacks out there as well. But,
absolutely.
And as we said, Sidlick has just been rock solid as a setter. Martin on the other side, she's fun to watch as well.
Yeah.
Because she's all over the place. She can block and hit, and you see her right there. The
ball pass too tight to the net as the back row hitter.
We'll see if they're going to. There's a discussion right now. So the illegal block there, point for Hofstra. And they've now built a 3-point lead. 3-0 scoring run. It was tied 8-8. Bajos tipped across by Recker. Good job in the back by Marshall. Sent across by Driscoll. Sidlick. Weekly. There's nothing you can do right now with her on that shot.
Taylor Gale has to close this block. Right now, you watch her. It's hard. You got your outsides going to the outside. You got pin-to-pin, basically, hitters right now. And you got to really, really work hard to close that block. Weekly's just having her way.
A 4-0 run leads to a 4-point lead. And as you said, you've got to adjust a little bit. And if you're over here and Coach Mansour thinking, they're going to adjust on the block on the other side of the net, maybe you call a little different play and maybe put something either in the middle or the left side. But you see the wheels are turning.
Well, I said it's funny when you asked Mansour. I said, "What are your keys to today's match?" And she said, "I'm not going to throw anything tricky in. We just have to do everything better than the other team."
What's like?
Keys,
what score?
Keys to winning.
What's your goal today? To score more points than the other team.
There you go.
It's like keep it simple and just keep rolling along. And the crowd kind of quiet right now. They're not seeing. Rookley has hit some bombs there, but I would say probably 65% of the folks, maybe 70% are James Madison folks here, because you just see the purple. And I'm sure folks out there watching all across the world, but there may be some watch parties there at Hofstra, maybe some at James Madison, and hope those people are enjoying the broadcast as well. Probably no fingernails left.
No.
Here we go. It will be Nanishka Perez out of Puerto Rico serving. Recker. Martin, there's to Gale. Off the top of the block, Denham covers. Ripley puts it in the corner. My goodness.
Ripley scoring her 12th kill.
She's become a one-person wrecking crew.
So, we talked about Ripley being so critical to this program. She's got a 3.52 GPA as well as being a star on this Hofstra squad.
Well, she and Marshulo working together there. Marshulo gets that overpass, puts it down. A 6-point lead and a 6-0 run. Good serve there. Brought up by Marshall. Outside to Recker. And the block is there. And Hofstra just having their way right now. And this rotation is a good one for them as you see that serve. And we have a substitute coming in. I'll tell you who we got in for James Madison. That's Liv Crawley. I think I mentioned yesterday, I was kind of surprised we hadn't seen her in, because she played a lot with the first team in practice. So the serve will go to Marshall. Here comes Bajos and pulls it out of bounds. So tough play there. We've got Crawley also working in on this side. So let's see if she gets a hit there. Crawley out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, a sophomore. Here's the serve from Perez. Boy, nice job by Marshall. Just has to whack it across. Guess who?
Ripley on the side.
Ripley comes through again.
Second team all-conference. Showing her stuff.
Man, I'm telling you, right now, this rotation is just 9-0 run right now.
Yeah, I mean, credit Perez is doing a great job on the service line.
Here we go, Sidlick to Marshulo, and everybody's feeding off of it right now.
Oh, I mean, Hofstra, truthfully, is having their way.
And now
James Madison took both their timeouts.
and Recker will check back in, and that may have been an opportunity to put Crawley in, let Recker come over and spend a second or two with the coaches.
Sure, and talk. I mean, it's a chance to not only rest, but to talk to your coaching staff.
10-point lead right now, and another ace there. Marshall not being able to get to that one. And you said it, Perez is serving out of this world right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even for getting her aces. She's just taking JMU out of their system. That's one of the things that Coach talked about, is it's a serve and pass game.
Good job that time to get a hand on the block. Recker puts it deep. Perez brings it up to Sidlick. Marshulo off the block, covered there by Sidlick. Appleton, the freshman, gets it to Marshulo. Good cover there by Driscoll. Bajos off the top of the block. Boy, that one just cleared, going back and forth. There's a low one. And wow. Scrambling, finally a point.
Scrappy defense for JMU, but couldn't control that ball.
12-0 run.
12-0 run.
You see the aces are 5 for each team. This 12-0 run has been just a killer. Sidlick back set to Rukley, dumps it across. Driscoll. Bajos rolls it across. Good job by Perez. Marshulo, hard shot to Marshall. Bajos dumps it across. Quick one, Rukley. And give her another kill. Now for Rukley now. We've got Marshulo up at 15 and Rukley at 14. And the hitting percentage still hasn't risen as high as last set because there's been a lot of long volleys.
Yeah.
Long rallies here, and 21-8. And another substitute. This is going to be Sierra Gray coming in. She's out of Lexington, Kentucky, freshman. She's a good hard hitter from what I saw in practice. We'll see if she can help the team turn around a little bit here.
Oh.
Perez with a service error, but hey, she only scored 13 points in a row, so 12 actually.
And I think, truthfully, you get more confident, you get more aggressive as you're serving so many aces back to back.
12-1 run. Say that 3 times twice. 12-1 run, and now serving will be Cable. Rukley. Martin sends it across. It'll be an overpass and finds the hands of Rukley.
Rukley, man, her personality on the court, man, she is all smiles and she is intense. She is owning the net for Hofstra right now.
So I tell you, she gets a big word of congratulations from her coach as she comes off. Coach Mansour, CAA Coach of the Year. Serving is Martinovich. And it's service error. 22-9. She'll come back out. Rukley will come back in.
If nothing else for JMU, it's to get the momentum at the end of this set to take it into the first set. Obviously, we're not counting them out, but momentum's going to be big.
It's a big mountain to climb. Marshulo takes the Hofstra team one step closer. 23-10.
Says it's not going to happen. You're not going to get that momentum back. Preseason Player of the Year, preseason all-tournament, all-team CAA.
She has really played well. And between Marshulo and Rukley,
Yes.
31 kills. Brenda Moore. That one's blocked. It's out. So point for James Madison. A little bit of glimmer of excitement there as Tilbay checks back in to serve. Watch the swing here as Brenda Moore jumps into it. Tilbay, great server. It's going to be a tough play, but they do it. Skinner makes it happen.
Easy. Yeah, makes it look easy.
Oh my goodness.
Rookie of the year, second team all conference.
Well, you have.
She really does something with whatever she is given on the court. 392 kills this season coming into today's match.
13 set points. She will not have to go any further because Ortiz serves the ace, and that is the end of the third set, 25-11. Let's recap very briefly as you watch this serve. It's 26-24 in the first set, James Madison. In the next two sets, going to Hofstra, 25-20 and 25-11. As we get ready to go to the fourth set, don't forget, folks, to stay with us whenever the end of this match happens, because we will have presentations on the floor, on the court. They will be given for the all-tournament team as well as the presentation of the Champions Trophy. So we'll step aside, be back in about 2 minutes. Stay with us here, folks. Grab a little snack, a drink, or something, and come back and get ready for the excitement of the fourth set. And welcome back, folks. The huddles have broken, and there was some excitement on the floor. I heard it on both sides. I know both teams trying to get rally time. You see the Hofstra bench. There's assistant coach Pierre. Garvey Pierre. Used to be the head coach at Siena College, and he looks very familiar. So I was trying to think back in the recent history to see if they maybe have played in one of the matches that I had called at some point, but never did get to ask him about that. And here we go. A service error. Reckers starts it off for James Madison, and Sidlick now will serve. Skinner checks in. Recker, a very hard-working player. As we said at practice, they stayed on about an extra 10 minutes after everybody else had pretty much finished to talk to the coaches about specific shots and techniques. Brenda Moore off the block. Back to her. And that one's in. So she's leading the way for James Madison. 12 kills and 423. Driscoll to serve. Sidlick, back set to Skinner. Just has to push it across. Back set to Bajos. Brenda Moore down the line. Good cover there by Perez. And they say it's on the line. Line judge right there. Driscoll thought it was out, but
that's really, if you look at the amount of space that she had to swing on this ball, it wasn't much with Michaela White there.
And we'll say also, by the way, with the challenges, that's a long serve, falls in the back line. Job by Skinner to get to that one. Perez sends it across. Boy, send it right over to Skinner. And that was a tough play there by Begoya. And it's 2-2. Tilbay will check in to serve. But the cameras used on the challenges are different than the ones that we're watching and you folks are seeing there at home. So it's a little bit different angle. So not that we will always see the exact thing that the referees see.
Skinner covering herself after she hit that ball.
And then you had dump across. Let's see, watch it right here. Wearing number 5 right in the middle. And it was right after that. Believe me. Good job there, Michaela White.
Michaela White registering her 9th kill of the match.
Seems like she's been a little quiet here in the last part of that last match. Maybe let her rest a little bit.
Well, and it's all about passing. It's a passing that has to be there in order for her to be effective.
Good job by Perez. Hits it off the block and down. Denham will check in to serve. Haley Denham, as we said, out of Tahunga, California. Good serve. Received there by Driscoll. Back set to White. Sidlick covers. Nice set by the libero. Driscoll. And there's that shot for Martin. They weren't in the spot that time.
That time, Michaela White stays on the right side. Martin becomes a middle blocker, but that opens the court up for her to do her signature dump.
You almost have to be a contortionist to do that.
I'm sure they practice that every day in practice.
Put it over your shoulder going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Chiropractors love that too. Later in life, you'll be visiting the chiropractor.
That could be true.
Oh. So JMU up 5-4. Ruckley checks in. Serving, Michaela White, as the purple wigs abound throughout the gym, emulating the hairstyle of Michaela.
Wow.
Crowd hollering. Thought there might have been a violation on that set. Ortiz, here we go. Man, that was a quick back and forth. And they're discussing something here. I'm trying to get here with the coach. They're going to challenge something. They're going to challenge a net violation. And the referee here on the floor will go to the monitor and we'll check. Now, I'm not sure at what point the net violation took place.
Martin was very confident in telling her coach that a net violation occurred.
Well, we're going to watch the replay here from our group. So there's when Martin turned and
I think
said,
she thinks Perez had it when they were up in the net jousting.
It's hard to tell from
it
that
is.
particular
I
angle.
didn't see the net move, but it's definitely a possibility.
You know, it's and that's the thing. It's hard to tell many times if it's the ball that hits the top of the net that makes it start moving. If there is a touch, sometimes your hand will move. Let's watch
different
the net.
angle.
You know, on
There's
that
no
one,
definitive.
I didn't really see the net move on that particular. It might be moving just a little bit. And hey, kudos to these referees that can sit there and look at that replay. And the decision was that there was a touch. So once again, there are probably much more. The cameras that they're using may be zoomed in a little much better than what we're seeing.
You can see attached to the stand here a camera that angles right along there.
Yes. So that camera is right on top of the net. There we go. And guess who? Ruckley.
I don't think Ruckley should change anything. Just keep going with what she has been successful.
She is out of sight here. 448 clip and 16 kills. Only 3 errors on 29 attacks.
Second in the CAA in hitting percentage, and I do believe she'll move up after today's match.
Record there, nice little push across, clears the block and falls in front of 2 different diving players for the Pride.
Record back in for JMU this set.
Martin brought up by Denham. There's Ruckley again. As you said, don't change anything.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
She's in a different atmosphere right now.
But she's in her zone, is she not? I mean, she's really getting into her stride on the front court.
She's rising above in a championship match like this, and that speaks so highly. All the great players are here of these two teams, and then she's just rising right above it.
She's leading her team right now as a middle with 17 kills.
And And here comes a ball up above. Bajos with part of the joust. Marshall up to Martin. Good hit, back corner. And there's some excitement from the Dukes.
Really has been quiet. Registering her 5th kill.
Oh, Riley Brindamore checks in. He said you probably
4th
reckon
on the team in kills, Vejos.
407 clip for Brindamore. She comes in. That ball just out. Sidlick will serve. So
watch that ball in the corner, just out of bounds.
You've gone all the way around.
Follow it to the line.
Stay with it. Recker brings it forward. Bajos, nice job by Appleton to stay with the deflection. And Perez tried to hit it in that little open area, but couldn't get it across.
It's a smart play.
And
but you have to clear the net.
Yeah,
you got to put a little bit more
detail there.
A little bit more into it to clear the net.
Nice set. Wow. Goya there with the big hit, and the Dubrovnik, Croatia player.
That is, if you're watching, folks, and you're just getting into the sport of volleyball, that's a true one. Hit very well.
Here comes Ortiz. That
was close.
Almost fell in.
It's interesting. She's standing now. She's not doing her signature jump serve that you clocked.
Yes, in practice they were doing the little radar and found her serve at 53, 54 miles an hour, but it was the one that she was tossing. There it is again. Deja vu right there.
White can't jump with the setter. She's back row. She has to stay with her middle, and they're just, Hofstra's middles are just too good to not put up a block.
10-9. Duke's still up by 1. And Ruckley may have made one of her first mistakes of the match.
You don't see that very often, but that is a split-second decision.
You know, it's almost like a too easy of a hit.
Yeah.
This is it's like a wide open jump shot in basketball and you miss it.
Yeah.
Off the top of the block. Here comes White off the top of the block again. This is Skinner. Block, but out of bounds. Skinner, nice hit. You've really got to pay attention to where these hitters are because they are deadly force coming at you.
Oh, just went off of White's hands.
11-10. Recker, that was a touch, so point to Jamie. Now, James Madison has scored more points in this set than it took them to score the entire third set when Hofstra had 25. And Hofstra's at 10 right now. So
credit JMU for passing well this set.
Such a different play here. Nice job by Marshall in the back. And a nice try. He had to ball as the line judge had to go all the way around to see where that ball went across. Let's see.
You have to take the ball inside, fully inside the antenna, and even if the antenna, it extends up into the air, imagine, what's the word?
To infinity?
Yes.
Yes, and beyond. There it is. Touch, it's out.
The imaginary line that goes up in the air, so the ball has to be completely inside. No part of the ball can touch the antenna. That time actually was an easy call.
Well, that was a nice play there. Recker coming through with the point. Her 9th kill. 41 attacks for Recker. She's been a workhorse. That ball goes way back. They stay inside the playing area. Here comes. Nice job. Bajos picks a spot, puts it in. She has that same look on her face. Anytime she has a kill, it's like she's going to point at somebody.
I tell you, that could have been a miscommunication on the court, but Bajos moved out of the way to become a hitter and allowed her to actually do what we call a stack play to hit that ball in front of the setter as the right side and get her kill.
It was a nice job by Bajos. And mind you, folks, that if you want to be a part of the conversation, you've got some pictures, you've got some posts and tweets you want to put out there. The official hashtag of these championships is CAA Champs, plural. CAA Champs, so it's hashtag CAA Champs. And be sure you're following the CAA on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at CAA Sports, or you can like the league on Facebook by searching CAA Sports. Well, there we have it. Social media rules the day, it seems. But, yes, the photos, the videos that are taken here. Somebody told me a while ago, we were down at the table, one of the PA announcer, actually, Nate down there, said that he had listened to us a little bit on Twitter. Somebody had posted a clip from the broadcast, I guess, on Twitter. And he
That's pretty cool.
Actually said it sounded pretty good. I said, well, thank you. It might had to be when you were talking.
I was going to say, that would have been imaginary high fives. Yeah, my harassy voice today.
But it was good to hear that on social media. So hashtag CAA Champs. That block sent back, that was a combination there, I think, Gail and Bajos. And JMU trying to get back in it. Down 2-1 in the match, trying to come through with this. That was Gail predominantly, but Bajos there as well.
Gail's really working hard this set to close that block.
Down the line, the far line. That's to Mashulo, of course. Laura. 17 kills for her and Rookley.
Now she just surpassed yesterday's match high of 16 kills.
I'll tell you what, you've got the two Italians out, the Italian duo have 34 kills.
Wow.
Bajos, boy, that was a big one. She's getting excited.
She celebrated.
It's almost like you don't want to use up too much energy on your celebrations here, but boy.
Bajos is really, she's finding that middle attack.
Got the left hand taped up pretty good, but it doesn't matter too much as long as you got that right hand hitting like that.
Yeah.
Good serve. Denham brings it to Sidlick. And no touch. Let's see if...
Couple mistakes.
No, they were looking for the touch. There was none. And now, 5-point lead for James Madison.
Biggest lead for JMU.
Good block this time of Mashulo. Bump set from Appleton. Rolled across. Martin was expecting it. Brenda Moore down the line. A tough one. And how about that?
Wow.
That was unbelievable how the ball was just bouncing around. And it comes in as a nice set.
That was a very athletic play.
Perez. Give Perez credit on that bump set.
I mean, Mashulo reaches so high. All she did was just a wrist snap into that deep corner.
Sidley to Recker. Back set to Bajos. Blocked out of bounds. It was, I believe that was Mashulo on this near side. So a 5-point lead for James Madison. This is a crucial time right here if you're the Hofstra team to kind of climb back into it. And that's one way you do it.
Wow. JMU's block that time, if you watch where they're set up in their defense, everybody shifted cross court because it's really the angle she had until it deflects off the block into that zone one where nobody was standing.
Ortiz, that floater serve. Ortiz up to Sidley. Skinner, blocked out of bounds. Just didn't have the angle on it as you had White and Brenda Moore over there.
Rookie of the Year, second team all-conference. I just love watching her play. I love watching her hit, and then I'm reminded that she's a freshman. but she takes such a big, long approach.
Yeah, Skinner is also an international player out of Berlin, Germany. And so we have a couple of German players out there, Sidlick and Skinner from Berlin, a couple of Italian players, and a couple of Puerto Rican players, Ortiz and Perez. So, but, you know, I always wonder about the volleyball coaching job, or maybe soccer as well. I'd love to do some of the traveling and the recruiting that these coaches do, although a lot of those players come to, I guess, what do they call them, the showcase matches and tournaments where they can see international players, even here in the United States. But you're in touch with people all around the world.
I mean, credit her international ties. That really does help bring in international players. But now you got to also consider that club program is in the spring. We have beach volleyball now that has become very prevalent, and a lot of these players that play indoors also play in the spring in the outdoors, which does tie up some of the head coaches' times if they're coaching both.
Well, here we go. As it will be Ortiz. Let's see if she'll toss it. Nope, she'll stay down on the ground with the set serve. Brenda Moore rolls it across. Sidlick plays a nice set there from Appleton. It will be out. And boy, once again, I don't know if it's like 80 or 90% of the time there's a timeout. The coach that called the timeout seems to get the next point. And you know, it's just that, I guess, that psychological advantage.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Here we go, tough play there, quick one. Out of the net, and did not bounce back the way Michaela White needed it to.
Those balls that hit the net are so tough to play out of the net if you're not super low.
That's a better pass. Here comes Brenda Moore. Good job by Appleton. Dug it up. Perez high in the rafters. Brenda Moore puts it deep. Ortiz is there. Bump set. Perez. Record to Martin. Here comes Brenda Moore off the top of the block. Diving Ortiz. Perez blocked. Appleton there to cover. Skinner down the line. What an angle.
What was a cross court?
And it falls in. Brenda Moore finally puts it away. But you saw 4 or 5 just great defensive plays. Touch there, and another timeout is called. And let's see if we need to remind you folks again that at the end of this match, whenever that is, we'll bring you the presentation of hardware from the floor level. We're on the second level, so it will be down there. Bobby Broyles as well as Joe D'Antonio, the CAA commissioner, will be presenting, I guess, all tournament, which that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Who do you pick out on these teams to be all tournament? And then, of course, the championship team as well. You see Appleton there. You know, the freshmen, as we've said a couple times, the freshmen have played through a whole year now and through this tournament. In a way, they're not really freshmen anymore. They maybe even a sophomore type player. But, boy, these two teams, they've put together freshmen that have just meshed well with the older players.
Absolutely, and contributed a great deal to their team's success.
See the purple wig out there, the Michaela White hairdo. I don't think I'll be able to do that hairdo myself. Those years have gone by.
I would love to see you try.
Well, maybe if we're here next year, maybe I can try to put a little more up on top there. We'll see. Let's see. This will be Savannah Marshall ready to serve with the left hand. A little floater. Skinner is there. Quick one. Recker there to cover. Tilbay sends it across. Appleton, nice set to Skinner. How about the sets from the libero?
Yeah, I mean, I can see the liberos mostly on each team have very good hands, and they're looked to take that second ball after the setter takes the first ball.
And Appleton again, freshman out of Michigan. Nice set there, and ball comes all the way back across from Denham. Recker high off the block. Back set, off the block. Let's see who's going to set. This will be Tilbay. Nice set there to Recker. Perez there to dig it up. Tilbay, Martin. Nice one to Recker, but it's blocked by Rookley and Sidlick. 2018.
That time that set was pretty close to the net. Recker really didn't have many places to go with it.
That was a joust, and Rookley comes away with the win on that one. And that brings it back within 1 point.
Yes, I would say Rookley is playing out of her mind and doing very well for this Hofstra team.
Now another timeout as we look at the totals here. 237 hitting clip here for Hofstra, 273 for James Madison. 5 team blocks now for Hofstra, 4 for James Madison. Let's look at some of the leaders. 13 kills for Briley Brindamore, 19 and 18 for Mashulo and Rookley, respectively. 32 assists for Sarah Martin. You have 55 for Louisa Sidlick. I think her record, if I was looking back, and you may have this in your notes there, I think it was like 62 or 63 in a match assist. So she's the go-to setter, no doubt about it, for Coach Mansour. Then the digs, you have 5 different Pride players with double-digit digs. 14 for Denham, 13 each for Perez, Ortiz, Appleton, Sidlick with 11 in the double-double. On the other side, 15 digs for Marshall, 14 for Driscoll. And we could go on and on with phenomenal statistics, but it's going to come down to heart and guts here near the end. 2019, again, we have a close set.
Yes. These last 5 or 6 points, man. Sit tight. We're in for a good one.
And here we go. Back set to Michaela White, and she's now. We saw this yesterday. Pull her over on this side, let her hit a couple here.
I mean, she doesn't let go on this ball. She just goes up, and she has such a good angle with how high she reaches. She hits at the 10-foot line.
Here comes the serve. Good one. Denham receives.
Tight ball, tight ball.
Is it in? It is. And Perez will serve. Boy, that was right in the corner. So Perez has come through. Not only did she serve like 11 straight points in the previous match, the previous set, she's now hitting here. Recker puts it across. Perez digs it up. Good block.
Good coverage.
Blocked again. Couple of blocks there. Martin, Gale, Recker, all working together. Wow.
Credit Gale getting her feet there this time. Yes. Watch this. Good footwork on both sides. Traveling from pin to pin to close that block.
And it's a intense conversation. Martin ready to serve after that being a part of the block. He's ready. As Fort Lauderdale, as we've said. Denham. Sidlick, there's Rookley. High in the rafters. Will it ever come down? There it is. Driscoll stays with it. And that's a good angle to keep it in. Sidlick. Rookley does it again. And that's a tough ball. And the referee did not like the exchange there between Sidlick and Bajos, but you can't really blame the intensity because they're face to face. This is the championship, and but it's good that the referee said, "Hey, let's don't have that."
You can celebrate to your court, but not to the other team.
And there's a shot. We'll see if Recker's okay.
And she deflected it right in the head. I should say right in her eye.
It wasn't a straight-on hit, but it's still that didn't it. Didn't feel good, I'm sure.
If you wear contacts, that's got to be tough too.
Looks like she's fine as we go right back at it. Ruckley serves. Driscoll bumps that toward record. Sidlick, quick one. Begoya, nice play there, and that will bring it back within 1 point. Begoya, the Croatian player, and she picks a good spot. Bajos was in the area, but just couldn't get to it. And we'll see what the challenge was. I missed the signal to see what the challenge was, as they will go down. So in this situation, now this is their third challenge.
Net violation.
So net violation. Watch the net. I did not see a net violation unless it was earlier.
Oh, it may have been there.
Could have been. Now remember, you can challenge on and the net moved, but I think it was the ball hitting the net right there. Might have even been the James Madison players that hit the net, not
that was
the Hofstra.
The call that stopped the play.
Okay, so they did call net on James Madison. So if they reverse that, then that would nullify the in or out.
Yeah.
We will see.
That's also a good timeout to talk with your team, especially when it's 23-22.
And that's what you see right here is Coach Steinbrecher chatting with the team. Every
coach is involved in the conversation for JMU.
Yes, and really, one of the players that she spent a lot of time with was Gail, because she stepped up and made some good plays, some blocks, and talking to her right there. Host, as I said, she's kind of the, I guess the
firecracker
party person on the team, has fun and all. But boy, she turns it around on the floor and becomes very serious, as we see.
She's very intense.
And she's checking out right now to see what's going to happen on this review. And I think the referee is finished with the review of the challenge.
Just making sure that the scorekeeper is aware of his decision.
And they're going to replay.
I have never seen a replay on.
They're saying, Coach Mansour says it has to go one way or the other, that it cannot be a replay. So I think what she's saying is the ball eventually fell into the floor in play. So now they're calling the replay, and she's not happy about that. You see her talking to the official. And I think that's what she's saying, that the ball was in. Now, does she have to challenge that?
I have never seen a challenge to a challenge, so
no. What I'm saying is that the challenge after that, there wasn't a touch of the net.
Yes.
But the ball falls in. Do you then challenge and say, hey, we're going to watch it here. Now watch after the ball comes across. They claim there's a touch here, no touch, but that ball obviously falls to the floor.
That's definitely Hofstra's point, if nothing else happened.
So now the referee is going to talk, and what has happened is Sidlick obviously is your captain on the floor.
The captains are allowed to discuss.
And you see,
with the
assistant coaches are up. They actually have the green challenge card.
But you can only have one coach talk to the down ref at a time.
And Coach Mansour is talking. I don't know. I'm not sure what was said to Louisa Sidlick. She went over and talked to and she is still talking to the official.
I'll be curious what the score reflects after this is all over as well.
Well, as a replay, it would go back to the previous play. No point. right?
Was it 23-22?
Yes. So
no, it's 23-21.
It'd be 23-21. They haven't changed the scoreboard in the arena yet.
Correct.
They have on live stats.
Okay.
And so right now, folks, this is a good time to grab a bag of popcorn if you can eat. They're still discussing whether or not there can officially be a replay or a replay where you nullify the point, because the ball definitely fell to the floor. And the referees will continue to talk. And the players now are actually having a little hoedown here on the
Well,
court.
and it's important. This is to not get cold. It's a big timeout. It's a big break in the play.
Yeah, stay loose. And the referees continue to talk about it. And, you know, you would say these have to be some of the top NCAA referees to be here doing this championship match. I'm sure they've gone through a process to earn the right to play here. So here comes the referee again. And Coach Mansour is out to talk. And still not happy, it doesn't look like.
Whatever happens, she wants her opinion known.
Yes, and the score on the scoreboard has now reverted back to 23-21. So those of you who are watching, we're trying to keep you informed of what's happening. Obviously, the challenge was that there was not a touch by James Madison. In the meantime, after that whistle, the ball fell to the floor. However, you can then argue as a James Madison player, when I heard the whistle, I let up.
Yeah.
So that's probably, it's like a dead ball. And so here we go. We continue to play. Coach Mansour's still not happy about that call.
She's almost standing on the court.
And so here comes the serve. Ruckley to serve. A service error. And the James Madison folks,
That is
they love that.
a critical point, which allows JMU to get to a set point.
Well, the serve now from Recker. It is 3 set points. This would even it up at 2-2. Here's Recker sending it back in. Brendamore goes for it, but it's going to be Driscoll outside. It's out, and Marshulo hits that one out. There's no touch. Now, we have a challenge.
But there was a touch on the block.
Well, we now have a challenge. The signal he gave was a touch of the net.
Oh, they touched the net.
And that would have been Vajos or Gale. Did they touch the net? So right at the end of this 4th set, now remember, each coach will get an additional challenge going into the 5th set. If we go to a 5th set,
you're going to get a
watch
couple
the net.
views on this.
And now let's ask this question. If Vajos, if her hair touches the net, not a violation.
Not a violation.
Okay. I don't know. We're going to find out. And once again, it has to be incontrovertible or totally conclusive. You cannot dispute. It's indisputable
Correct.
that what is being said is overturned. Now here we go. The point goes to JMU. So the blood pressure of the Hofstra coaches, I do not want to speculate on that right now. But we're going to have the captains get together, and they will toss to see who will be.
You don't expect anything different from the top 2 teams in the conference.
So here we go, going to the 5th set. We're going to step aside. We have about a 3-minute break, thankfully. Folks, go get some oxygen, take your medicines, come back, and we'll be here for the 5th set coming up. John Peters, Carolyn Iceberg, and our producer, John Salem. And welcome back, folks. We're going to watch this replay one more time. And originally a net violation called right there, and the play stopped. You see the net moving, probably the ball hit it according to the replay. That was nullified by the challenge, and even though the ball fell on the floor, the argument would be because the whistle had blown and the play had stopped, you can't assume that a James Madison player did not stop and make the play. So there we have it.
There we have
replay.
It. Yes, and we're in the 5th set.
And it's zeros, and make it a 1-0 start here. Perez, who earlier served like 11 straight points.
Very smart to put her on the back.
So
back
1-0.
line.
And the thing is, this is going to go by pretty quickly, folks. 15 points in this 5th set, as you know. We'll switch sides at 8. Recker sends it over. Denham is there. Nice job by Recker to dig that one. That's a double. And Martin called. And Hofstra coming out angry.
You're going to see, I expect that you're going to see a lot of intensity in this match.
And a timeout called by Coach Steinbrecher. Don't forget, whether it's good or bad, each coach now is given an additional challenge to go through. And right now, another challenge. This is a challenge on a net violation. Let's see how many challenges they still have. And they're watching right here. You know, and the net is one of the interesting things. It can be a challenge on a net violation that is whistled or not whistled. Yeah, there was a touch of the net. It looked like Sidlick caught the bottom of the net. Now, I don't know, don't know about that right there, but I know that the setter sometimes gets a little more leeway than the other players, but if she touches the net, it's a net, right?
Yeah, yes. If you're involved in the play, it is a net violation.
Well, here comes the referee. He's conferring with the table, and the net is not called. So we're wrong half the time, too. I mean, it's like, once again, there are different cameras set up that the replay officials are using as opposed to what we're seeing. So what we may have seen may be very different than what the other angles are showing. And that was Mashulo who went up in the little joust and wins that one, makes it 3-0. And don't forget, we're only going to 15-0 here, 15-15.
Mashulo scored her 21st kill of the match, leading both teams.
She and Ruckley now with 39 total. Ball the outside. Brindamore goes up. That was a double hit on the set. And boy, there's some nerves, I guess, kicking in. James Madison has fought so hard to get to this 5th set.
Yes.
Bouncing back from a 25-11 third set to win that 4th one. And you don't want to see them just let it slip away here.
No, and Hofstra, I mean, credit their gutsy play. They go after it, and, you know, they're going to be on fire in every single point. So you don't want to give them the momentum.
There's as you talked about earlier, there's a confidence that you see on that Hofstra side that is just really the pride. I mean, how would you try to live up to the name of your school?
Hofstra
that's what maybe that's what they're doing, the pride. And of course the other side, the Dukes, I mean, that sounds pretty impressive as well. But the pride, they're well named because they go out on that floor thinking we're the best.
Oh, absolutely.
And both teams have to do it, but right now you see that confidence, like Ruckley going out there right now and turning to her teammates. And they're international stars as well. It's kind of a New York City type of New York state of mind, I guess you'd say.
Gritty.
Frank Sinatra.
Their point, and they're talking and celebrating every single point.
James Madison trying to turn things around. And here we go. They're going to be Vajos sends it to she'll have to just push it across. Sidley back set to Ruckley. And got a net violation.
You know, we have not seen Sidlick. She's a front row setter right now. We have not seen her dump. She just feeds for a player of the year. Setter of the year. She just feeds her hitters so well.
And you know, Sidlick's a player, you don't notice her emotions as much as the other players.
No.
She may be that steady Eddie that just keeps it kind of level, knowing she's got to be a solid performer on every play. And so there's no ups or downs. She just tries to stay steady. That may be the mindset she has. On the other side, you've got right now, there's just a little bit of nerves, and I think it's a good timeout, even though we just had a timeout, to try to settle down the James Madison team because they've made some mistakes that they wouldn't normally make. And see, they're kind of loosening up there on the side. As Tilbury, you see Briley Brindamore. And supposedly now, I heard some of the folks say that maybe it was Briley's mom that kind of started the purple wig thing. And so I don't know that for sure, but that was kind of the word from some of the coaches and all. And but you see those purple wigs out in mass. So we'll see if they can pick it back up. Coach Mansour, I think she built off of the anger of last set coming into this set. And there was some.
Yeah, you got something to prove. They haven't won it since Hofstra's not won it since 2014. Yes. JMU Dukes. They won back-to-back titles, so, you know, there's a lot on the line.
They got it. Here's a good word for you. At the end of that fourth set, a lot of consternation. Here we go. Recker, Brindamore, high above the net. That's going to be again up above the net. And no one can get to it. And you've got just right now winning at the net. Hofstra doing a good job. James Madison trying to turn it around.
It's a serve and pass game right now. JMU has got to pass this ball and give all hitters all opportunities.
And look who's serving.
Perez.
She served 11 in a row earlier. She's just now scored 6 in a row here in this.
And I mean, even if she's not getting aces, she's taking them out of the system, so she's doing exactly what she's supposed to.
Martin bump set there. Brindamore can just push it across. Sidlick outside. And I'll tell you what, Marshulo, that's her 22nd kill. You have 2 Hofstra Pride players with 20 or more kills.
She's leading her team coming into this with kills per set. She's just adding to that.
Hofstra hitting 800 in this 5th set.
Wow.
7 straight serves. There's the error.
I don't think Coach Mansour is
7-1.
Very mad about
That's
that.
not bad.
Yeah, going after it.
Now, Coach Steinbrecher, her job is to build the confidence of her team right back up. Say, we got 1 point, let's chip away at it.
The best time to bring in is Michaela White, who's got 3 rotations on the front row.
Guess who? Shulo is. And there we go, we're going to switch over. It's not really a timeout, it's just switching sides of the floor. And actually, that's a lot of gear to move, too. As these 2 teams come by. Coach Mansour still upset as she walked by the table. Jeez.
Her opinion will be known.
I said she is still not happy about that replay. The review, the challenge, and then the replay. So here we go, 8-1. Checking in to serve will be Ana Martinovic out of Serbia. Recker, quick one to White. Boy, if they get this across, what a play. The defense. But they'll have to do it again because Michaela White didn't leave the floor. She comes right back.
Again, it's all about the passing. When you get the pass up, they can run Michaela White on whatever they need to.
Well, I would say we'll see that play a couple more times.
Yes. If they pass well, it's going to Michaela White.
Tilbay to serve. Dribbles it across the net. Bump set to the outside. Marshulo blocked. A Kayla White getting her team fired up. Tilbe jumps in there as well. She'll be serving again. Tilbe Yaliolu. I'm doing my best on it, folks. Here we go. Back to the front. Sidlick dumped across. And, boy, that was tough play. Driscoll was down there. I don't know that they were able to get up under it, but the ball continued to bound around. Nice play there by Begoye.
That's a big heads up when you have that double block. That tip to zone 4 is always going to be open.
James Madison chips away a point or so. It's 9-3. Brenda Moore finds a spot. 9-4. 5-point lead here for Hofstra. Marshall will check in to serve. The Virginia freshman. The left-handed server. It's a good one. Appleton to Sidlick. Skinner. Boy, Skinner is money.
Skinner put some oomph onto that ball, but really, again, folks, she's a freshman.
4 Pride players now with double-digit kills. Give Skinner 10, hitting 400. Begoye at 579, hitting with 12 kills. Back set, White. And it was a touch, so a point for James Madison, 10-5. So Michaela White will serve. You've got to have a little bit of a run right here.
This is the time to turn it on.
This is like the 20-point mark in a regular set. And it's in. My goodness. The spot was open, and Perez put it right there, Appleton.
No, all they really have to do is side out and continue to side out. But obviously they're in the driver's seat right now with the serve.
And a challenge as to whether or not that ball was in or out. Now, once again, it could be that Coach Steinbrecher may know that ball pretty surely may have been in, but this is a good chance for her to get her team regrouped and come together, and that's what she's doing. And let's see if she has a to be honest, I'm not sure what the signal was on the I don't think they were allowed to challenge that for some reason. Not sure why they
Did they have another challenge?
I don't know if they
take?
just didn't have one. Appleton serves. And the crowd loves it, but there was no play. Yellow card is issued to Appleton. And the international players are letting him have it in the different languages. Referee doesn't know what they're saying.
Hey. A yellow card doesn't change points on the board.
Absolutely. That's a good point. Well, here comes Appleton as referees give him position. Here we go. Appleton serves, right-handed serve to Marshall. Martin outside, Recker. Nice job by Sidlick. It'll be Appleton with the bump set. Nice job by Driscoll. What a dig. Good block there to get it up in the air. Sidlick on the line, and net violation on Sidlick. No challenge. That was a touch.
That was an obvious net call.
Well, we do have, I don't want to just take away from the game, but sometime here, Karen, I'll tell you my story of receiving a yellow card in soccer as a chaplain.
I couldn't imagine.
As a chaplain.
I could not imagine.
Here we go. Bump set brought up. Perez rolls it deep. Outside, Recker off the top of the block. Ortiz, that was be Sidlick, back to Skinner. And tooled off the block for the 12th point.
Skinner hits that ball so hard If you aren't posting that block with your arms and everything pressing into the court, it's going to go out of bounds.
Kaylee Denham to serve, 12-6. Deep serve, Marshall. It's going to be set toward Recker. Nice hit, good play in the back by Denham. Perez goes up. Nice job by Gale to keep it in play. Right on the net. Blocked, and a good block it is. Bajos steps up.
Bajos, very intense with that block.
Now here's a key moment as Brendamore checks back in. Also checking in to serve, it will be Cable, the senior out of North Miami, Florida, ready to serve. Wearing number 4, steps into it. And here we go. It's 12-7 Hofstra, 5th set. Off the hand of Martin, make it 13-7. Sub coming in. What a time for Marciullo to check back in, too. One player that's not on the floor right now for James Madison. You got Brendamore back in, but you don't have Michaela White in there to help with that block. Here comes Perez. Great server. Consistent server. Brendamore. It's going to be a ball that goes out. Give Brendamore the credit on that one. And that will be her 15th kill, I believe.
Yes. One error so far in this match.
Serve coming up from Driscoll, waiting for live stats to get a kick in. Here we go. Denham brings it up to Sidlick. Outside, Marciullo, and there was a touch. And folks, this is 6 championship points coming up. You see the touch. Watch the touch.
There's a huge hole in that block.
Now here we go. Ruckley to serve. 6 championship points coming at you. And guess who's back in? Michaela White steps in and gets a point. She says, not just yet. Hold off on any celebrations at this point.
They are going to go to their tried and true, their big gun, Michaela White.
Tilbay steps in to serve. Coaches getting antsy. Fans. Here's the serve from Tilbay. Just gets across the net. Sidlick outside. Marciullo blocked by White. Martin there as well. And it's 14-10.
Although if you have a front row for JMU, Brendamore and White, top 2 hitters for your program, now's the time to do it.
Here comes Tilbay. Gets it in. Pressure on her to get that serve in. Bump set to Marciullo. It's off the block. It falls to the floor, and that's the championship. The Hofstra Pride have really lived up to their name and took pride to take this tournament, the pride to take this tournament and this tournament back to their home floor next year, and to show that they are the champions of the CAA tournament. Let's just watch the celebration. Boy, what a great tournament it's been.
I give credit to every team that we've seen play this weekend. We have seen some top-notch plays from everyone. JMU has nothing to hold their heads about. That was just an all-out effort. And it came down to a final 5th set.
Great job in that 5th set. Both teams hitting well. 474 for Hofstra, 417 for James Madison. You see the celebration. Marciullo with 25 kills. Getting that last one, 54 attacks. Hits 278. Her teammate Ruckley, also from Italy, with 20 kills. Only 5 errors. Hey, congratulations to Laura. She was the player who saw me when I first got here. She said, make sure you say my name correctly, Marciullo. And there she is, most outstanding performer in the tournament.
I can hear Bob.
Now we'll send it down to Bobby Broyles. He will be interviewing a couple of folks from the court. As the celebration continues, yeah, what a great feeling for this team, huh?
They have so much to be proud of this season. You know, they'll be celebrating tonight.
Bobby Broyles, our worker up here with us, and he's trying to get somebody over there to interview. Let's see if they can break away just to have a few words, and appreciate you folks staying with us, particularly the Hofstra fans. And Coach Mansour, a big hug there. Lots of congratulations. And here comes Laura and Coach Mansour. We're going to send it down now to Bobby Broyles on the floor. So.
Yeah, hey, how you doing? Congratulations. We're looking up. Thanks a lot, y'all. Down here with Laura Mashula. Laura, congratulations. First of all, just a dramatic heavyweight fight out there. 5 sets, 25 kills for you today. Just talk about the team's performance.
I mean, like, we really won this. It was our goal since the beginning. We knew we could do it, definitely. And for all the game, we just stayed very well organized, and we did our job. We play as a team, not as individuals. We have to underline this, like, since the beginning. We say, like, no matter, like, how individual do, we're going to play as a team. We're going to support each other. At the beginning of the game, we say there's not going to be a leader. There's going to be a team today, and that's what happened. Every single person. In particular, I got to thank our seniors because they really stepped up and they carried the team. They did their job. We did all our job, and at the end, the result paid off.
Speaking of those seniors, what was being said in the huddle during all the ebbs and flows of this game? Momentum changes, set points. What was consistently told in those huddles?
So, I mean, like, our seniors did an amazing job through all the 4 years, and they just support us during the up and downs. We knew that we could do it, and our seniors remind us every single point how good we were and how good we are and the capability that we have and the potential that we have, and just keep reminding us this just led us to.
All right, we'll go let you go celebrate with your team. Congratulations. All righty. We'll send it back up to you, John.
And welcome back here. I think Bobby is kind of looking around there as I think that interview with Laura Mashula was so cool to hear. This is a team, not individuals. I will say this, and we did not mention this, and now we have Coach coming over. She'll talk, and we'll be down on the floor. Here we go.
Coach Mansour, congratulations, CAA champions. First of all, just talk about the team's performance today.
It was really nice to see everyone involved, everyone playing as a team, playing together in order to be able to accomplish what we worked hard the whole season to do.
So many momentum changes. It was a heavyweight fight out there between these two programs. It's been like this for a long time, and this year, what did you consistently tell your team in those huddles during those momentum swings during this contest?
At this point, as we were here, anyone can win. It's 2 great teams, as you said. We have beaten each other. It's about us, and it's about us playing with everything that we had, and we did, and it was amazing to see. And really, that's all it came down to, is playing Hofstra Volleyball way.
Speaking of playing Hofstra Volleyball way, you're going to the NCAA tournament. Talk about this team, the momentum heading into the NCAA tournament. What type of damage do you think this team can do?
Hey, we're going to go as hard as we can to get that first win at the NCAA tournament. And this is a team that's ready to continue to work, and we are not ready to be done yet.
All right. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team, Coach.
Thank you
congratulations.
so much.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
All right.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen.